The next thing to do, having got your stool, is to do this brace as we've talked about. And it's quite important that you measure from here down, wherever you want it. Measure from the top down. I've measured it at a foot, and I put a mark on the leg, and then the same there from the foot down. And equally, I've measured it straight down, and if you measure it straight down from this side, measure it straight the other side. If you measure it on an angle down the leg, make sure you measure it on an angle down the leg the same. Otherwise, obviously, the tape gets longer and shorter. If you did this one straight and this one at an angle, this one would be about 3 or 4 mil shorter. And the reason you don't measure from the floor up is that the stool might be wobbly, and if it's sitting at not an angle and you measure a foot up and a foot up, then this one could rock and you'll end up with the whole thing looking wonky. And there's a trick at the end, or maybe I'll show you now. The trick at the end for leveling up the stool is to get a block, any kind of block. If it's rocking, this one's rocking a little bit, and rather than trying to shave a bit off this leg and a bit off that leg and it not working, sit the stool on a flat surface. You might want to just wedge it up so it stays stable. You don't want it rocking at this point. And then you get any kind of block of wood, and you just mark a pencil line round there, turn it the same in there, and you can go right the way around the leg. And then you do the same on this leg, all the way around, and the same on all 4 legs. And because this board is parallel with the table each time, then you make these cuts. Just cut that one, cut all 4 of them, and then that makes sure that all 4 legs are sitting, not rocking. That's a useful tip. Normally you do that at the very end though, once we've got this brace on. So now we're going to do the brace. I've measured the lines, 1, 2, and I do the same on the other side. And then probably the easiest way is to take this stick and just leave it overhanging each end for now. And then when you take your next stick, see if I can do everything, you take your next stick along, and that becomes the one that goes along the side, and you butt it up so it meets this one there. And then do you see this bit? Then you just cut that lug off. You run the saw flush with this one and just take it right the way through. I can demonstrate, and saw it down, and that makes it easy to cut the angle. And you do them 1, then 2, then 3, and then the final piece on that side. And then that is it. That is all 4 legs and the brace. All we have to do then is put the lid on. I'm not showing you how to do this because actually because I've made one stool already, I'm actually going to tuck mine legs in there, which is the same sort of thing. You put this up, then you get the pencil and you mark the back side of this stick in here up, and that gives you your angle. The same this side. And then what you do with a long screw is you screw, again, drill the pilot hole all the way through, and that'll screw straight into this stick. You might have to do 2, certainly 2 on one end, otherwise it just spins on the screws. So in fact that's what I'm going to do, but the easiest way is just to put it on the face, and it looks fine. I don't really know what I'm aiming for. As long as it's a stool, and it's whatever you like. And again, you see, rather than it being really wide, I've ripped these ones down in half just so the proportions work slightly better. But with a smaller pallet, you'd probably be all right just with the whole stick.